if he wants back in, if he really wants to put them on the spot, if he really wants to build a groundswell, and this isn't just about grandstanding or pushing an agenda, and a lot of people are going to think that's what it is. If you're serious about coming back and playing, you say, I will take the veteran minimum. All I want is a shot. I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, and all I want is a shot. And until he says that, I don't think he's got a chance to get any traction whatsoever.
Well, I mean, he was just saying in that clip that we played that if you want to see where my skills are, bring me in for a workout. And so, I mean, to me, like, at least workouts not, guarantee me a contract or do anything of that nature. It's just a workout. So,
but why won't they do it? Why won't they do it? Let's have. Well, I know why they won't do it, because the minute you do it, right or wrong, 30% of your fan base is going to lose their minds. 30% of your fan base is going to be calling for a boycott. 30% of your fan base is going to be saying all sorts of stuff about Colin Kaepernick. So it's not worth it for the team. And I hate that I'm saying that, because it's wrong what happened to him. He did not do anything that violated any laws or any rules. The NFL created a rule regarding the presence of players on the sideline of the national anthem, and they left a defect in there that gave them the power to not stand. The players have the right to not stand. He did nothing wrong, and he was shunned by the NFL. Why? Because he made the robots self-aware of their rights, and it created this controversy that engulfed the league for 2 years and did affect the bottom line, did affect the TV ratings. It took years for it to rebound and for people to forget it, and no team is going to want to be the one that reminds everyone of that controversy and spins the dial back to 2016 or 2017. It's wrong, but I'm trying to be practical about the situation. No one's going to touch him. I'll be stunned if anyone brings him in. I really will be.
Oh, we'll see. But I mean, like, look, if Tim Tebow can get a contract and be on the Jaguars, with the worst head coach of all time, I understand that it's different. I know exactly why it's different, especially because
if Jim Harbaugh was a Vikings coach, maybe he'd be getting that workout, because Harbaugh is the guy that had been saying repeatedly. He was on PFT Live in 2017, 2018. He said, you get Colin Kaepernick, you're winning championships with an S. So we never found out, because Harbaugh obviously didn't get the job, even though he thought he was getting it, apparently. But that's why Tebow got a shot. Because his friend, his college coach, and the worst coach, the one person who was dumb enough to give Tim Tebow a job, gave him a job. That's why.
Yes.
So Kaepernick doesn't have a relationship like that right now.
No, he doesn't. But I'm just thinking, I'm just thinking out loud. Like, if that's the way we do that in the NFL, then we can do this.
I hope he does
in the NFL.
Right. I agree.
Somebody can at least get a workout. Yeah, I don't know.
I agree completely. But the problem is, whoever does it has to be willing to rile up the fan base, rile up the customer base. Are people really going to be that riled up that much this long after that? You really think so?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that owners think that, and I understand why the owners would think that, but I mean, like, I don't know.
I know what happens anytime I write about him at PFT. I know what the comments are. I know what the replies are on Twitter. You still got that.
But Kaepernick was right. And like and they've got in racism in the back of the end zones, like, and all the stuff that he was saying, and the NFL is basically embraced a couple of years later. So, I mean, it's not like we're living in a time, or we're talking about a league that has not embraced pretty much everything that Colin Kaepernick was trying to say when he started his protest.
I agree with you completely. And the moment for him to come back was 2020. In the aftermath of the events that caused the NFL to display unprecedented sensitivity to the issues that Colin Kaepernick was right about. That was the epiphany that many had connected to the NFL. After the George Floyd murder, Memorial Day of 2020, this is exactly what Colin Kaepernick was talking about. And it felt like the window was open then, and it just never happened. And I think because really, I don't know how much of this is about PR and how much of this is about twisting the NFL up in knots and putting them in a tough spot. This all started because it became obvious that there was not going to be the supply of veteran quarterbacks who perform at a high level that we thought there was going to be. So the Seahawks currently have Drew Lock. Why the hell wouldn't they bring in Colin Kaepernick for a workout when your best option is Drew Lock? Are you kidding me? You've got the Falcons with Marcus Mariota at this point. You had the Steelers, even with Mitchell Trubisky. Why aren't you kicking tires on Colin Kaepernick to see what he can do? And the reason is, exactly. Sam Darnold versus Colin Kaepernick. I'm sorry, even though Kaepernick hasn't played in 5 years, I'll take Kaepernick over Sam Darnold. So I'm trying to be pragmatic, but also idealistic. And I don't want to be even more jaded and cynical than I already am. Hey, NFL, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I don't think you're going to do it because I don't think you want the business issues. I don't think you want the complications. I don't think you want any of the stuff that goes along with having Colin Kaepernick on your team. Prove me wrong. It's that simple.
Yeah, I hope somebody does. I really do.
It wouldn't be the first time somebody proves me wrong. That's for damn sure. Here's a report. The Browns aren't looking for a first. Let's take a break. Oh, you think you did.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.